Hey there, boys and girls. It's Ralph Garman, and you're listening to Talking Codswallop. Good choice.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You might know me from the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and the I Sell Comics podcast. Listen, I love podcasting. I love talking, but what I really love doing is talking Codswallop.
Hey, I'm Alicia Witt.
I'm Daniel Portman from Game of Thrones. I play Podrick Payne.
I'm Ellipses, and you're listening to the Talking... Okay, I'm Mark Bernard, and you're listening to the Talking Codswallop podcast.
Hey man, it's Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, whose voice you were never used to hearing in the 90s until I started opening it up, man. And that's because I'm a podcaster and you're listening to a podcast, Talking Codswallop, right here, man.
Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
He is James. Yeah.
I am James.
It's a
yes,
Gemma and
I'm
James
telling
show.
myself and everyone else, I am James.
Woo! It's a Gemma and James show. And it's the end of year show as well. So whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yes, been an interesting one.
Yes. I think we're all looking forward to 2020 to bugger off this year, aren't we?
Yeah. I just hope 2021 isn't a letdown. But yeah, we'll just keep powering through, you know, well, we'll just have to see what happens. I'm trying to be positive.
Yes. Yes, I think that's fair enough. But I don't think 2021, there we go. I don't think it's going to be much better. But
no, I don't. No. If I'm honest, I don't. I think we're going to have months of the COVID stuff still going on. And let's be honest, someone's got to pay for it all. So that it's going to potentially get very painful.
Well,
but let's try and not be too negative.
No, exactly. Let's not start the show as we mean to go on.
It's going to be cold, it's going to be dark, and it's going to last you the rest of your life.
So, James, how have you been this last couple of weeks then? Because obviously we haven't recorded for a couple of weeks, so...
I think I've been all right. I am now on leave, so...
Lucky.
From work, so I can decompress. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'll just be busy as ever.
Yeah.
But I think I'm all right. It's just, to be fair, you're kind of like in a bubble, and that isn't like a pun towards the situation of having a COVID bubble.
Yeah.
You're just in a bubble of, because you can't really do much. But I cannot complain. I think I'm reasonably healthy, albeit tired. So I think I'm doing okay. Are you all right?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Talking about tiredness, I was, it's kind of related in a way. I found out by Googling that it's not good for diabetics to have energy drinks, even the sugar-free ones. Because I had been drinking the sugar-free ones, and I've had to give them up now, because they're one of the things that can really bring on bad hypos. So that could be the reason why, amongst a few other things that, like, you know about, we're, not going to talk about quite yet, but anyway, there's, might be one of the reasons why I've been experiencing a few more hypos lately, so...
It could be.
Yeah. So I thought I'd share that little bit of knowledge, just in case we've got any diabetic listeners that didn't know that. So,
I would also say nobody really should drink energy drinks, and I used to chug them like no one's business.
Yeah, but then you've replaced it with the strongest coffee in the world, haven't you?
Yeah, but to be fair, I was drinking the strongest coffee in the world and energy drinks.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was on God tier mode.
Oh my God, your heart rate must have been through the roof.
You know, I've got a pretty low heart rate, so...
Have you?
As far as I've got I have the pulse of an athlete without being an athlete, so it's weird.
No, but even when you were drinking the coffee and the energy drinks?
Yeah, as far as I know, it was all still good.
Well, then you're obviously one of the fortunate people, because I know that when I've had too many energy drinks, I feel like my heart's bouncing out my chest because I'm like ready to go sort of thing.
Well, as long as you're all right now, that's all that matters.
Yes, exactly. And with regards to, you say you're on leave. I don't break up from work until the 24th of December. So, yeah, it's that. But, you know, I mean, this is going to be, we're obviously recording this episode before it's released. So this is the 27th of December that it's being released on. But, you know, so I am on leave by now. But, yes, I'm off from the 24th, which should be around 12 o'clock-ish.
Good.
Yeah. Could be, in my opinion, could be earlier. And then going back on the 4th of January. So it's about a week off.
Well, the reality of my leave is that I was basically told I had to have leave. My manager was like, you don't want to be in a position... Well, I chose the time, but she was basically like, you have to take leave. She said, and I don't want to be in the position where I'm forcing you to take leave. But she kind of was, but I know what she meant. She wasn't like dictating days to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I took the week off before Christmas.
Okay. So your company that you work for isn't actually closed. It's,
not at all, no. No, they're still working.
But then to be fair, you know, you've done your fair share of covering for a lot of people, haven't you?
Yeah. And I worked out not like a break properly for 6 months. So it probably it's going to do me some good. In theory.
When is it that you go back?
I think the 29th, if my memory serves me.
What a horrible day to go back.
Well, we're back the 29th. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of them things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But, you know, that's life, isn't it? So, yeah. But, you know, to be honest, yeah, my work's got really busy at the moment because I'm covering for a couple of people, or I was last week. I'm just covering for one this week. And, yeah, the sort of order processing is the number of orders are still kind of increasing every day. And it's like, no, it's nearly Christmas. It's supposed to be dying down. What are you doing? You know, kind of thing. But, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You just have to get on with it. So,
yep, you do. It's just one of them strange things. And it's been a strange old year. So who would have thought at the start of the year this is
wow,
that we would have had a global world, you know, global pandemic and all the madness that's ensued from that. So, you know, thumbs up to China.
You make excellent cups, but you don't make excellent diseases.
Yeah. You have a wonderful wall, but yeah, I'm not too happy with you crazy communist people at the moment, but it is what it is. Yeah. But no, it's not. It is what it is. It's yeah. I have no problem with the Chinese people. It's just a very weird situation.
It is. It absolutely is. So, yeah, and I don't think anyone would ever think that you had a problem with anyone. So, apart from Jamie Westwood, but you know.
Yeah, well, you know, we can't. You know, we don't really want to talk about that. He knows he's wrong. Well,
does he? So.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've done our little catch up. With regards to Codswallop, have you got any Codswallop that's happened? Because I have 3.
Nothing. I mean, I don't really want to stick the pandemic in there as a Codswallop because everyone's dealing with that. I still dislike cyclists because, you know, they create chaos for me around here, but that's probably my major thing. Just traffic, Codswallop, etc. But yeah, other than that, touch wood, I don't think I've got any major other Codswallop I can think of. It's a Codswallop-ish free zone.
Well, from your point of view, it certainly isn't from mine or the listeners, because we've asked. Oh, we put out a post, didn't we, for asking if any of the Tadpoles had any Codswallop predictions or hopes for 2021. As it's not got, I've not quite got my mouth around 2021 yet. You know, 2021. So yes, so we have got a fun-filled, packed Codswallopy kind of podcast coming your way right now, but not from James.
Yeah, so I'm just so happy. Don't let them tell you otherwise. I am a happy chappy, and despite what people who I work with say, I love Christmas and my festivities. I'm just not a huge fan of decorating Christmas stuff, but I do like Christmas.
Good. That's good. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying seeing all of the the lights out on people's houses now. You know, when you're driving down the street, you got the...
It's always nice to know from a safety point of view you were looking at the houses and not the road.
I knew you were going to say something along those lines. It's a quick glance. It's, although a quick glance can, mean running somebody over. But, at the same time, they shouldn't have such pretty lights. I'm like a moth. I have to fly to the pretty lights. Not like a butterfly, like a moth. Okay, so my codswallops that have happened over the last few weeks. I was driving to my friends in Totton, which is near Southampton. And, so I was it was like one of those really horrible rainy days. And I was just driving along merrily. There was big puddles on the ground, so I had to kind of just, you just take your time going through them, don't you?
You do.
I had my window slightly open because I was having a cigarette at the time. And a giant lorry went through the puddle a little bit faster than everybody else was doing and covered me head to foot in the stinky, horrible water. And the worst part was I let out the biggest and girliest scream that I've ever done in my life. It was very loud, but it went something along the lines of, ah!
Can't say I'm surprised, though. Let's be honest.
No,
freezing cold water.
Yeah, and it was muddy as well, so it was like proper horrible. And it's like I hadn't seen this friend for about 3 years, and I had to turn up to her house, and we did a socially distanced stand outside in her porch and had a cup of tea, kind of thing, and yeah, because basically what, the little background of the story of why I went up there was because her daughter made these little chocolate Christmas trees. So she got loads of little, they are so cute. She got loads of little, like foam cones, and then she stuck loads of different chocolates from, like the selection boxes that you get.
I'm liking it.
All the ones in the wrappers. And she's only 7 and they look so good. So I brought, I think it was 4 or 5 from her, because what she was doing was she was selling them so that she could have, money to pay for her family's Christmas presents. So she wanted to buy them herself. It's so sweet. And I was like, I have to support that, So my brother, my sister-in-law, my family got 2 trees. A couple of other people got another tree and another 2 trees, sorry. And then it was, my mum got the sort of last one. So I got 5 in total. But yeah, it was, and that's the reason why I was going there. So that was really, really lovely to see her as well, see my friend Pauline, after sort of 3 years. And we only worked out that it was 3 years because her son was nearly 1. And he is now 3. So, it's like how we...
Yeah.
No, 4, sorry. So that's how we worked out how long it had been since we'd seen each other. And we're only an hour and a half away, so it's ridiculous, really. But there you go. So that's my first codswallop.
Okay.
Not
so you did pull it back from chaos. You got to see your friends, so it's all good, and you supported a good cause. I mean, some would say you were guilt tripped into buying the chocolates, but
no, I was definitely not guilt tripped.
No, I kid.
Yeah, I know you were.
I know, it was a very nice thing. Yeah,
it was just like, pardon the pun, because obviously it's chocolate, but it was just so sweet that she was doing it. You know what I mean? And even that's got to melt your little Grinch heart, hasn't it?
Well, no. I felt a slight, moment of thawing, and then I just thought, of horrible thoughts again, and it froze back up. So I'm good. Let's keep going.
Well, for that mere second, though, we worked on it and we did it.
I'm not a Grinch, people.
No,
I love Christmas. So
yeah, I know you're not a Grinch. The second incident happened on the same day.
Okay.
So to get to my friends, you have to drive on a bit of motorway. It's not massive amount of motorway, but anyway. So I was in, I can't remember what lane I was in. I think I might have been in the fast lane or the middle lane, and nobody sort of in the lane I was in realised that there was an accident ahead. because there was like no signage, just everything had slowed right down. So you kind of assumed that there was an accident, but you didn't know whereabouts it was. And, it was just this asshole car. When I found out that it was the accident, I sort of indicated to sort of merge into the lane. It must have been the fast lane, so into the middle lane. And this car just kept bumper to bumper, not letting me in. And it was like, oh, for God's sake. I mean, somebody eventually let me in anyway, but I can understand, like if you were doing that to sort of overtake people and you're being a bit of an arse, but it was quite clear.
So basically James Stafford driving.
Yeah, I did think of you when this arsehole driver was coming along. He probably was an Audi driver as well.
Yes.
He was an old man.
I'm not going to deny.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
He was an old man as well, so bloody men. But no, it was just, it's just one of those things, it was kind of obvious that the people in that lane had not realised what was going on.
Yeah.
It's not like anyone was zooming up and to then come into the middle lane. It was people were doing a slow drive, but nobody could work out where anything was because, like, at that point, the police hadn't been able to sort of put signs up and stuff. It had just happened. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that man's very much on my list. Yes. Old idiot man, but then the car behind let me in, so I felt like going bumper to bumper with the car in front then, which is the guy that wouldn't let me through.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then the final one is actually pinched from a Tesco employee. So I didn't ask her if I could use it on the podcast, but she did tell me this little bit of information. So I thought, and like no names or anything like that. So I thought I'm going to use that for my Codswallop just for her, even though she doesn't know I've done it.
Okay.
So I was in Tesco's the other day and there was this kid running around causing mayhem. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it. It was Ginger.
Well, they do have no soul, so carry on.
Well, I was buying cigarettes from the cigarette counter, obviously, and the woman behind the till, behind the screen as well, she was looking. She was sort of looking over my shoulder and sighing. I was like, "Are you okay?" Like just making conversation, not being nasty or anything like that. She was still serving me as professionally as normal. And she goes, "Oh, that child." She goes, "It's been running around and the parents are just not giving," well, she didn't say shit, but the parents
not interested, yeah.
Yeah, not interested. The parents are just not giving a shit. And the kid had also knocked over two little old ladies as well.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and the parents had done, are doing absolutely nothing to keep it under control. And yeah. And I heard the little old lady part. I was just like, oh, But yeah, this kid was so loud. It's like the music was playing. There was quite a lot of people in there, but all you could hear was this child. And it was like,
little shitbag.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, a lot of. Hopefully, Santa doesn't come to visit that child. Because he doesn't deserve it if he's knocking over little old ladies and doing nothing, and the parents are doing nothing about it.
Not good.
No.
Not good.
Not good at all. So yes, so those are my 3 Codswallops that I've experienced. I suppose a semi-fourth is, how a little while ago I said, oh yeah, with cigarettes now, you can get this menthol card that you can put inside the packet and it makes the cigarettes taste mentally.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember me saying that or not really?
I do remember hearing something about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they changed the law on menthol cigarettes, didn't they?
Yes, they did. So they offered this as a different solution. So people were buying regular cigarettes, so the full power ones, so to speak, putting 2 or 1 of these cards, depending on how mentally you want it, into the packet, and then the cigarettes kind of get that mentally taste. You know what menthol is like? It just attaches to everything, doesn't it?
When I smoked, I tried menthol cigarettes. I just could not.
Yeah,
they were not my bag. So
see, I like them though. But anyway, turns out the little cards have now been discontinued. They're now taken off the shelf. I'm like, fuck off.
Just rip the filter off a normal cigarette, suck on an extra strong mint while smoking. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, so that's my kind of fourth Codswallop that's happened this week, the last couple of days. So there we go. That's what happens when we don't record too often. I have a lot of Codswallop.
I am noticing that. I mean, it's subtle. It's a subtle, subtle feeling of that you're unhappy, but you know.
It's a subtle sledgehammer.
Yeah. As I described one of my work colleagues when they said they don't beat around the bush, I said, no, you don't beat around the bush, you take a chainsaw to it.
That's good. Oh dear. So should we get on to what our lovely listeners have sent in?
I think we should.
Yeah? So you're going to take the first one, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
So this is from, this came through Instagram, and it was from Tim Dawson.
And before you...
Hello, Tim.
Before you carry on as well, with regards to this, I think, you know, we know that Tim Dawson is our Codswallop cherry popper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I think he actually might be... excuse me. I think he might actually be our Instagram replier cherry popper as well. When it's been something like this that we need audience participation. I don't think we've ever had that from Instagram before. So well done, Tim. You got another mark.
Yeah, what a guy.
Yeah, I know.
So, impressive.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a really good man. Oh, yes, he is now.
Okay. So Tim has put, so my Codswallop is not getting to see my family on Christmas Eve. It'll have been a year since I've seen them last. Well, I'm hoping, Tim, you actually got to see them at all. So he's put that as his thing, and he's putting that people are still licking doorknobs and coffee in each other's faces. I can agree with you on that. I'm not sure about the licking of doorknobs, but, you know, don't know what sort of people you hang around with, but, you know, whatever. I have to laugh at this. My prediction is that some cool movies and video games will come out, but people will complain anyway.
I laughed at that too.
Some cool people will leave us and VCRs will make a comeback. God damn it, I hope you're right there, Tim. I really do. I want VCRs back. Yes. And you might be right. VCRs must come back.
No, you definitely don't want VCRs to come back, because that means that we have to rewind the tape.
Well, that's true, but I think they will come back because, retro stuff always makes a bit of a U-turn.
Yeah.
Tim has also put, my hope is for Comic Cons to come back and Animaniacs will come to the UK so I can meet them. I hope he doesn't mean the actual cartoon characters and he means the actors, but no, I know what he means. Yeah, I know what he means. I think that would be a wonderful thing myself because the Animaniacs actors and actresses are great. So also that my cat becomes motivated enough to build himself an iron cat suit, which he uses to fight crime. More than likely, he'll just lick his balls, or lack of them. I like your style, Tim. Yeah. I really do.
I like his style too. It's really funny. Also, just talking about the Animaniacs, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So just talk about them. That Ralph Garman is a voice for one of the
I didn't know that.
There. Yeah, there's little bits of knowledge, little snippets of knowledge that I get to pick up on being part of the Ralph Report. Yeah, he played, I think it was quite a couple of different characters, but I'm not sure exactly which ones. But yeah, he was
interesting.
He was involved, so yeah.
I always recognise him when he's on like Family Guy and American Dad. I can tell when it's him. But yeah, I watched him at Animaniacs, but I wasn't aware, so I'll have a look into that.
Yeah.
Clearly, I cannot financially afford to be a member of the Ralph Report, so I have to get all my information secondhand through Gemma.
And also, you don't listen to podcasts anyway, do you? So.
Well, certainly not ours.
No, exactly. So the next one comes from Facebook, And that is from the wonderful, the amazing, the legend that is Graham Arnold. He posted this up as a little, it was a post, a funny post kind of thing, really. And he's put, flick cigarette after a long drag. Here's the thing. If Santa knows when kids are naughty or nice, then he knew that Rudolph was being bullied. It made me laugh.
Okay. I think I'll take my hat off to you on this, Graham, and you will certainly need a hat at the moment, because that's one hell of a centre parting. I would say, yeah, you've really analysed that one.
Did you see what I put on the comment? On that picture?
You'll have to refresh my memory.
Basically what's happened is that Graham's been to the barber's and he had a full head of hair and now he's got a skinhead. And I put something along the lines of, I don't notice what's different.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that somebody was going to respond, be like, really? No. Yeah, everyone knew it was a joke. So that's good.
Our next one, I'm actually needed slightly explaining to me. So it says, it's from Lucy Orchard, and she put Codswallop, people who confuse bant for just being a massive C word. I don't get it. Sorry, Lucy. I mean, it's probably a very valid point. I just don't know what a bant is. So it's not a term I'm aware of.
Oh, bants is like banter.
Ah,
yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't realise you didn't know the term. So so basically when people who confuse banter for just being a massive cunt.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I can. No, I get that now. Yeah. I do understand. So I understand the term. So yeah, I'd agree with you, Lucy. Yeah. Yes. We shall leave it at that. That's one for me to consider. I'll do a Graham and I'll sit and I'll analyse it all and think about it.
Yes. And yeah, Lucy, just in case any new listeners, but I'm sure that you all are wonderful regular tadpoles. Keep wanting to call you listeners today. You're going to have to deal with it if I do. Some of you would appreciate it anyway, so that's fine. Lucy was on a few episodes ago. She is our lovely comedian, stand-up comedian, and she's very, very funny. And the episode is called Lucy F. Orchard. If you want to know why the F, you have to listen to find out. And if you don't know, you're going to have to listen to find out. Yep.
Indeed, I will.
Okay, my next one is from Twitter. So the rest of them are from Twitter now. And it's from the wonderful Bob Christian. He's put, "Hi guys, I thought I'd send you a message after your request for the last show of the year." So he sent me a private DM, is what he's saying. I've not got any Codswallop for you. My predictions for 2021 are that by May or June, we should start to get back to normal, pandemic-wise. Working from home and Zoom meetings in our pajamas will still be a regular way of life while doing business. Talking Codswallop will win a few podcasting awards. I like that bit. He's put, I may put another book together. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Gemma and James for taking the time to give us hours of quality entertainment and having me on the show. I hope you guys and all the Salty Tadpoles have a wonderful Christmas, and here's to a better new year. 'Cause if 2021 tries to pull this shit, I'll rip its tits off, Bob. Well, there you go, Bob. I mean, thank you for the awards. I mean, we are honoured, aren't we, that we're going to be getting awards this year coming.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, Bob, nobody likes to suck up, Bob. There's, it's all nice, the praise and all, but, I feel you're creeping a bit too much. Yeah.
Bob, keep it coming, keep it coming. It's anybody you've got to impress anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So, the next one is Melissa from the Brook Reading podcast, and her Codswallop is, Twitter won't allow for all of the room I'll need for my Codswallop. But I love you, Gemma. And I wish you a happy, healthy and prosperous new year. Oh, isn't that nice?
That's lovely. And fuck you, James, I think is what you think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to lie, it does hurt a bit, stings, The blade is deep in the old chest, but, I'll get through it in, 2027.
Me and Melissa are actually friends on, we're basically on the same podcasting network, which is called No Phony Podcast Network, which obviously you're part of as well, James, because that's what our podcast is with. And
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so yeah, you're part of that, but you're not officially part of it in the. Well, I mean, I can add you to the group if you wanted to.
No, Melissa shot that boat out the water. Sunk that battleship.
I mean, I've always looked after Twitter, so that's why I've never invited you into the group. But you are still honorary part of the group. You're an honorary guest.
Yep.
So yeah, me and Melissa have formed quite a good friendship through that. So that's probably why the message is directed mainly for me. But I'm sure that you can have a little tiny weeny little bit of it. Okay.
A smidge.
Yeah, just a smidgen. Okay, so Colin Kling Mags. So, he writes, are you sure you want me to open up that can of worms? Laugh out loud. Okay, a few things. Panic buying. People who clear the shelves only to eBay the items at a huge markup price. People with little to no empathy or concerns for others. So, yeah, obviously, I think he shares quite a lot of codswallops with what we really have, isn't it? Because it's so annoying, isn't it? When, people go, going back to the toilet paper, people go crazy buying on the toilet paper and then they, try to sell it on. Instead of being £2 a roll, it's £10 a roll.
Yeah, it was a strange one.
Yeah.
It was a strange one.
I don't know. There's some people in the world that are really lovely people. And then there's some people that are like Colin just described. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, the Eddie Pence fan club is up next. So, hashtag Codswallop. What I just found out about this podcast and now want to be on it. I like it. That's so predictions for next year. A podcast with me and Eric from Clearwater.
Just so you know as well, that's another reference to the Ralph Report. There's this guy who is called, obviously, Eric from a place called Clearwater, and he calls up the Ralph Report hotline, and he's a proper stoner, but he also works in the, not shop, but the shop, let's say, that actually sells it. So, he's kind of like, he samples the goods,
Yes.
Every time
Theft by consumption.
Yes, exactly. But every time he calls up to leave a message, it's always such a weird and bizarre, but the most amazing message that he ever leaves. It's kind of like, yeah, I can't even think of one that he's done, but people who listen to the show will know what I'm talking about. But oh my goodness, it is, it's very, very funny when he leaves a message. So sorry, please continue. I just wanted to express who he was.
It's okay. So it says best wishes, ? It says yes to Andy the Grump. Yeah, that is pretty much correct. Gemma, a top 3 sexiest Garmy Brit voice. And me, who reminds them of a character from Wallace and Gromit. I haven't actually seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I've never watched Wallace and Gromit.
Oh my goodness.
And meet Eeyore. Yep, I can see that. I've taken on the slightly downcast, miserable element from Andy.
Yeah.
Merry holidays to all, and may you not get caught in line behind someone with their mask under their nose. Too fucking right, that's annoying.
Yep.
Who licks their finger to get the fucking bag of the self-checkout off the self-checkout stand. Effing disease, well, I've said the F word already, so fucking disease vector and the C word.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just to explain, my understanding on the Wallace and Gromit thing, it sort of works because I do live in Yorkshire, but I'm not from Yorkshire originally.
Yeah.
I think it's Wallace and Gromit in Yorkshire, I think.
They sound very similar to you. So yes, I'd say
Right.
yes.
But I don't have the same accent as the Wallace and Gromit man. So,
Very,
yeah,
I've got
weird.
cheese grommets. Like that. So
Okay.
I'm actually a little bit shocked that you've never seen a Wallace and Gromit TV program or film, sorry. And I think 2021 you need to rectify that, and we're going to do a movie review on the Wallace and Gromit films because they're
It's not going to happen. But so sorry, Eddie Penn's fan club. I'll just have to take your word for it.
Why won't you watch it?
It just doesn't. Not my bag.
It's so amazing. It's all made from claymation.
Anyway, yeah.
And the studio burnt down with all the little clay figures, and they were all dead.
So they all, well, maybe that tells us something about the product.
Well, no, because the factory burnt down, not the staff. Oh, James, dearie me. Well, put your thing. So put it in the back of your mind, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. We'll see. I'll box it away somewhere and we'll have a think.
Yeah. Right. Bridget from Long Island, who's also related to the RAF report as well. She tends to ring up and leave a lot of swearing on the RAF report hotline, especially the fuck word. Which I'm a little bit, I'm not going to lie, Bridget, I'm a little bit disappointed that the fuck word, fuck isn't in any of the next few sentences. So, you know, come on, Bridget, I think you can do fucking better, love. So her Codswallop is: people who bring rolling luggage on the subway during rush hour and then just stop when they get out of the train and block the doorway when everyone is trying to exit. Now, having experienced that in London myself, I know that she's in New York, Long Island, obviously, but yeah, having experienced that in London, I know that is a right pain in the ass. So there's normally people that are going to Heathrow, isn't it, in London? Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Have you been to London, by the way?
Yes, many times.
Okay. No, it's just...
I've been to London and we've both been there at the same time. But I've been to London many, many times for many different things.
Oh, what a pleb. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that we have met in person.
It's all right.
A couple of times in London.
Poor Gemma.
Yeah.
The mind has started to wander.
It's coming to the end of the year. I'm tired.
Yes.
Right, okay, so her predictions are 2021 will be half as bad as 2020 was. Sorry, I'm going to start that again. 2021 will be half as bad as 2020 was, and I won't get to celebrate my 50th birthday in either Greece or Ireland as I wanted and planned. And I said that if she does make it over to Ireland, that she has to let me know, because I will be going over to meet her, because she sounds like a right laugh. So, yeah, hopefully your plans can continue, Bridget.
You would hope so. I mean, we'll just see how things pan out, I guess. But yeah, I'm rooting for you, Bridget. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
So the last one, eating cereal with bitches podcast. You will find out why I laughed in a minute. So predictions. It'll be better by year's end. Okay. That's not a hope or wish. I'm calling it a fact. And my hope is that James gets a better haircut. I can only assume this is a fake because I have absolutely wonderful hair. But whoever it is, they'll be pleased to know I've actually had a haircut of late. But I love that. I don't even care if you don't like my hair. I just love that as a thing.
Oh dear. So yeah, that was a really amazing lot of submissions, wasn't it, from the Salty Tadpoles?
It was. I mean, obviously the final one that does make me laugh is clearly fake because nobody ever made that comment. But no, in reality, I just think that was great.
Yeah. You say final one. You say
Yes.
final one.
Why was that? That did.
No.
Oh, there's more. Okay, yeah.
9 doesn't seem quite enough. to me.
Right.
I think I might have saved one until the last.
Ooh. Excellent.
Now, this person sent their audio through.
Ah.
And he or she is going to address, obviously, the Codswallop that they have, but also they're going to say their name as well. So let me just, hopefully this will work.
Good evening, salty tadpoles. I am Jamie Westwood. You may know me as one half of USUK Chronicles, part of the USUK podcasting network. Yes, I'm going to get this cheap plug straight out of the way. Anyway, I have been requested to deliver some Codswallop on this episode of Talking Codswallop. And my Codswallop comes in the form of a ridiculously handsome man with his luscious shoulder-length blonde hair that I'm not 100% convinced isn't out of a bottle. And that man's name is Mr. James Stafford. Now, James, over the past few weeks on this very podcast, you appear to have taken a personal attack against me. Now, you can't win me over by insulting me with that sultry, seductive voice of yours. I hear the words, and they cut me deep, sir. They cut me very deep. So, let's just start at the beginning, shall we? First off, I appear on your podcast as a very special guest, because I'm very special. And do you listen to the episode? No! Not even of your own podcast. Jamie's on it. I ain't interested, mate. I ain't listening. That's what he says in his old Stafford brain. And then we'll go back to the last couple of weeks. First off, he hates cyclists. Gemma points out that I'm a cyclist. Does he take back his statement? Does he say no? Maybe not all cyclists are bad. Jamie's a salty tadpole. He supports our show. He's been on our show. He's a good cyclist. I like Jamie. No, he turns around and he says something along the lines of, well, I don't like Jamie then. Well, I could not believe my ears, I tell you. And I was cycling at the time, which made it even more ridiculous when I heard it. Well, I will let you know, considering your remarks, I am a very considerate cyclist, Mr. Stafford. I stay as far over to the left as possible. I even cycle on the pavement if it needs be. But I still hear those words, and in a horrible dark bit of fate, the other day I tried to cycle, I put my foot on the pedal, my pedal snapped in half, and I was anally raped by my own bicycle. I have never known pain like it, and it didn't even buy me a drink first. Now, I'd like to think that this was just something that happens, the bike's kind of old, but no, I actually believe that you put a curse upon me, sir. I believe you put a curse on me using one of those very voodoo dolls you said I would use against you. You put a curse upon my bottom through a voodoo doll using my bicycle. So now I'm no longer a cyclist. I'm now a walker. Are you happy now, Mr. Stafford?
Yeah, I am actually.
Moving on to the next thing, you then took a stab at Elf on a Shelf. And then Gemma points out that I do Elf on a Shelf for my daughter. You're damn right I do. Do you know why? Because I like to see my child happy. Do you have a problem with happy children, Mr. Stafford? Really? Happy children? No, yeah, I see, I'm lost for words. So, what is wrong with Elf on a Shelf, Mr. Stafford? Why? It's just a simple child's toy bringing some laughter and fun to the children this Christmas time. I think you should go into your garage, find a can of green paint, and cover yourself from head to toe, Mr. Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Stafford. So, that is my Codswallop for this week. It's you, Mr. Stafford. I need to stop calling you Mr. Stafford. Sounds too formal. Not happy with you, James. It's a good job you're so damn beautiful with your luscious bottle blonde hair. Anyway. I've been talking enough Codswallop for this week.
No.
Goodbye, everybody. And don't forget to check out USUK Chronicles, because, it's a great podcast. We had Zordon from the Power Rangers on the show. Cheap plug. Bye! By the way, if you did wish to issue an apology, as it is Christmas time, I will accept cold hard cash. Cheers.
So, James, we heard what Jamie has to say. Any thoughts?
Well, I obviously, listening to it throughout, have to be honest, I put on my best acting ever because I expressed humour at the things he was saying, which obviously was, there's no real humour there. I mean, I will say that obviously, if he's now a walker and not a cyclist, that's better for the world. If he, obviously has these concerns about the elf on the shelf and happy children, again, he recognises that I have merit in what I said. But really, deep down, and I think James going to have to admit this to himself, and he's kind of admitted in what he said, he can't really be mad at me. It's not possible. He recognises that deep down, what he's feeling is love, not hatred. And deep down, he knows I'm right. So I thank him for recognising that. I also thank him for commenting on how handsome I am, and I'm glad that he's noticed that as well. But deep down, he knows he's wrong, and that my points are correct. And yeah, I'm glad you've acknowledged that, Jamie. It feels good to be right, doesn't it?
Right. I think in the new year, what we need to do is we need to get Tom Stevens and Jamie Westwood onto this podcast. Me and Tom will be the people in between the two of you, and you and Jamie will have to, fight it out and get this all off of your chest and, really, really go for it, like a battle of the wits kind of thing. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Jamie wants to make out that I'm the bad guy, but clearly I'm the good guy in all this. And, when he makes a comment about me putting paint on myself, which would hurt me, he doesn't really mean it, does he? He might be the bad guy, but like I said, he knows I'm right. He's just got to, he's got to level it with himself. And he's getting there. I can hear it. When he talks about my good looks and my wonderful hair, and he knows the truth.
Yeah.
Come on, Jamie. Admit it. Just free yourself. Admit your love for me. And knowing I'm right. It's all good. I'll help you through this, buddy. It'll be okay.
But I'm puzzling. I'm puzzling because you said that you're the good guy. Where in that call or recording did you hear that you're the good guy?
Because he discussed and recognises the fact, cycling is wrong. Elf on a shelf, really, he knows it's, it allegedly brings happiness, but it doesn't. So, I'm just the good guy. I know it. He knows it. And let's be honest, the salty tadpoles know it too. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of the two of us, which one's the good person?
Oh, it's definitely me.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell by my laugh that I'm evil.
Yeah, you're also don't forget, I'm the only one with the soul out the two of us.
Well, that's true. But then remember what happened last time? You sent me a picture of a ginger child or a message on a door saying keep gingers out or something like that, and then you got a really bad head cold. So I think
that's true.
That was karma.
Wait, see, the other thing is that, again, just going back to Jamie, I actually think that the voodoo doll thing is not me. I mean, I wouldn't do that. Why would I want to hurt somebody? Again, the illness, the head cold. I think Jamie's got the voodoo doll, and he's just stabbing voodoo doll of me.
I mean, he might do because he's trying to defend his daughter, who is a beautiful little ginger girl.
I mean, I don't want to cause ill will to his daughter, harm or ill will to his daughter. I'm just, I just really, really don't like Elf on a Shelf because I know it's a force of evil, not a force of good.
Talking about Elf on the Shelf, have you received a Christmas card that may or may not be from myself?
No, I'm being serious. I've received all the people who've sent me Christmas cards. The mail has been that bad that I keep getting huge blocks of stuff appearing. But no, I've not had a card off you yet, I'm afraid.
Okay, when you do, please can you post up a picture or a video of you opening it up, please?
I certainly will.
Yeah,
certainly
okay. Will. I don't want to ruin it.
No.
But, it hopefully will arrive. because that bugger cost me £2, but I saw it and I was like, I have to buy it. You're worth it, James.
Well, with hair as good as mine, despite what the Bitches podcast thing says, yeah, I am worth it. I'm a L'Oreal model.
Yep, you are indeed. But it's actually Eating Cereal with Bitches podcast, not the Bitches podcast.
That's because, to be fair, I couldn't remember the full name, but I just remembered a Bitches podcast in it. So.
No, that's fine. I just thought that I'd give them their props and actually give them their proper plug.
Okay.
Right. Well, James, I think, we're sort of coming up to the hour mark. Did you want to take us out with a story of the week?
Yes, I will. It's just something that caught my attention to show how weird and wonderful things are certainly getting. Okay. So, in the strangest cities of the world, this is what is a new vending machine boom in Germany. Hungry Germans craving a sausage in the dead of night are increasingly turning to vending machines for their bratwurst, bockwurst and barbecue meats. The machines are booming outside German cities, where shops are less likely to stay open for long hours, according to a survey by the German press agency. Especially in structurally weak rural areas, vending machine solutions are becoming increasingly popular, says Heike Richter, an industry spokesman. There is a strong development towards a vending machine which is used to deliver meat, milk, eggs and other products to customers outside of core opening times. Some butchers' vending machines sell 3 or 4 types of sausage, punnets of accompanying potato salad, so customers can buy all they need for a traditional hearty German feast. Others stock eggs, milk, butter and fruit and vegetables, so all the kitchen essentials are available at any time. There are over 570,000 vending machines in Germany. But despite their popularity, they're expected to complement rather than replace traditional shops operating in areas where a shop may not be commercially viable. And it says vending machines will play a complementary role in brick and mortar retailing. Wolfgang Kampmeier of the Berlin Brandenburg Trade Association told the Berliner Zeitung newspaper. Now, they're saying that in the international imagination, vending machines are usually associated with Japan, where they've been known to sell everything from sake to underwear.
Sake to underwear, fucking hell.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the end of it?
That is it, yeah. And this was written by The Independent, so it's not even like a crap ending like you normally get with the Metro.
It still screeched to a halt, though. But
it certainly did.
Yeah, I don't think in my brain that getting a sausage from a vending machine is going to be very hygienic. I know it'll probably be wrapped or whatever, but still, that doesn't come across as very hygienic to me.
It's a strange one, because on the pitch you could see there are all the sort of things that are vacuum packed and whatnot, okay. So yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't really be the sort of thing I'd go for, to be honest.
No, and is the sausage cooked? Or, I mean, it's...
Yeah, they will be. I believe they're cooked, looking at they're all sort of like smoked sausages, so...
Oh, ew. Still. I mean, I know Germans are really, in love with their sausages.
Yeah.
To be fair, their sausages are nice. But, from a vending... Oh, I can't imagine it from a vending machine. I mean, that's going to be the next outbreak of COVID, isn't it?
That'll domain. Yeah.
It'll be called the bratwurst COVID.
The worst, yeah. Oh,
the worst COVID ever. Yeah. Well, that was a very interesting, insight into German life, though.
It's just struck me as a very strange little article, so.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Right, well, James, I think then that we should wrap up this podcast for the year. What do you think?
Yes, I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Party on, guys.
Party on, dudes and dudettes. I just want to say a big thank you to all of the Salty Tadpoles for all of their support this year. And, in the past years as well, but this year especially, because they've really, really come out of their shell sort of thing. And they've really, been at it with regards to like supporting us and, spreading the word and stuff, which is absolutely lovely. Also, big thank you to anybody who's been our guest this year as well, because we've had an awful lot of guests on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
yeah, exactly. So go back and maybe check out those episodes as well if you fancy it. Yeah, but if you don't, that's also cool as well. But thank you ever so much for listening and subscribing, hopefully. If you're not a subscriber, we would like you to just click that button. Whether it be on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts, basically. If you'd love to click that button and subscribe, that would really make our year. So we would massively appreciate that. So click. That's all it takes.
And I'd like to say the same thing. A huge thank you to all our Salty Tadpole listeners. Thank you to all the people who've commented and added things when we've put stuff out. Thank you to all our listeners. Well, as I said, all the Salty Tadpoles who are listeners. Thank you to the guests. And in the spirit of giving, I will extend a olive branch to Jamie, which I know he will knock back and set on fire. But, in the spirit of this wonderful time of festivity and giving, I love you all. Even you, Jamie.
And I think the biggest thanks should go to both me and you. Because we've been here.
Well, thank you and again, seriously, big thank you, Gemma, for keeping me on and putting up with all my craziness.
Oh, well, thank you for putting up with all my craziness. Being bipolar girl just recently, but I'm sure all will be revealed at some point. But yes, without you, James, it wouldn't be the same. So I appreciate you as well. So lots and lots of love to you too.
Thank you.
Yes, so in that case then, for the final time this year, but don't worry, we're back next year because we've already recorded the episode.
Oh, yes.
And earlier this morning. I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this year. I have been Gemma.
In 2020, I have still been James.
Woo!